This is FS.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Monday, the 13th day of April for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to get your day started the right way with all the news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. A ton to talk about here today. The Nebraska baseball team, they were in action over the weekend, playing out west against the Oregon Ducks, and the Huskers losing 2 of 3 games to Oregon over the weekend to get ready to play Creighton again tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the Nebraska softball team, they continue their winning ways. They went 3-0 against Wisconsin over the weekend. Nebraska will play at Minnesota this weekend. The Nebraska volleyball team swept Iowa State on Saturday in their first spring road match of the season up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We'll get some comments coming up this morning from Danny Busboom Kelly. Former Husker Quentin Rhymes has found a new landing spot after jumping into the transfer portal last week. Hastings College baseball team, they were in action over the weekend over in Forest City, Iowa against the Waldorf Warriors. We'll tell you how they did. Hastings College softball team was in action yesterday. They split a doubleheader with Morningside. The Nebraska Kearney softball team went 0-4 in doubleheaders against Emporia State and Northeastern State over the weekend. Had some high school baseball played around the area over the weekend. And, of course, we've got the Masters Golf Tournament to talk about, NASCAR racing here this morning. So all that and more is on the agenda here today as we begin another week. Tyson Havronic will join us from the Western Studios. Good morning.
And a good morning, Masters champion. I didn't get to watch any of Sunday at Augusta. I had to work a double shift, which was, it was fine. But didn't get to see any of the action. I did see that Rory picked up back-to-back Masters victories. We see Shane is already making his comments known to the Facebook universe that he was able to cash in on his Matt Fitzpatrick top 20 play. But, Masters, Rory again.
Yeah, back-to-back. He goes back-to-back. First-time winner. Back-to-back winner since Tiger Woods did it in 2001, 2002. Roy had a 6-stroke lead after Saturday and briefly gave the lead away later on in the tournament, and then finally battled back on the Sunday, picked up a 1-stroke win over Scotty Scheffler, who finished in the second place, and then a plethora of guys that tied for third place. Tyrell Hatton, Russell Henry, Justin Rose, and Cameron Young all tied for third place in the Masters. So Roy had a big lead. Looks like he was going to be cruising along. It was going to be a blowout victory for Rory for 2026, but ran into some tough times. I think it was on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday he had the tough round.
Well, hell, Cameron Smith shot a 65. It was Cameron Smith to get back into it, to make it a final pairing for the ages, and then I think Smith kind of fell apart in the final round on Sunday.
So Roy goes on to win by a stroke over Scotty Scheffler.
What about Justin Rose? What about Justin Rose? He is like the Josh Allen of golfers when it comes to Augusta. Like, he has been the bridesmaid or in the top 5, in the top 2, runner-up so many times he can't get over the hump. Finish in third.
Along with Tyrell Hatton. Probably didn't have him on your Masters bingo card.
He was not on the lineup, no.
Russell Henley.
Nope.
And Justin Rose and Cameron Young, they all tied for third place behind the big two. And we talked about the big two last week. That we thought that it would be McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler. That's what happened, 1-2.
Thank God they finished 1-2 because none of our other picks came in for us.
Well, no, we had some sleepers that I haven't even seen the entire leaderboard this morning, but
Right.
I know we threw out some real sleepers, and obviously they didn't finish in the top group. But
No.
I had that Matsuzama guy.
Like I looked up at one time and DeChambeau was like 4 over par, but
Yeah.
that's cute. Cut lines at 2.
So
You're gonna have
that's
to get
what
to work.
happened. That's what happened in the Masters racing over the weekend. You've already voiced your concerns with me this morning before we even got out of the air. He says, "What the hell is this double overtime stuff in NASCAR?"
Not concerns. I learn a few things every time I watch a NASCAR race. First of all, I really enjoy the hell out of short track racing. Elbows out, bumping your way into the leaderboard. That's great. But when it's your driver and you have yet to pick up or pick a driver that wins in fantasy NASCAR, and you're 9-10 races into the season, like it's about time that you make that leap and you get that first career victory. I had Ty Gibbs yesterday.
Oh, congratulations!
I did. Well, thank you. I also had 2 other finishers in the top 10. My D driver, Austin Dillon, didn't fare very well. That apparently was enough to like make sure that I stayed middle of the pack in terms of the standings, or they didn't get updated when I checked last night or something. We had a very average day scoring wise, so I'm kind of curious on how the hell you jump up the pack. But anyways, had Ty Gibbs. He is leading. He didn't have fresh tires, as we know. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and he stays out so he can take the lead. Smart move, I thought, at the time, until I saw freaking Blaney with 4 tires and how fast he was moving around, and he was going to catch him. And I was getting kind of nervous about it, heading towards the stretch. All of a sudden, Blaney kind of screwed up, and there was a huge gap of separation. And I'm thinking, all right, Ty Gibbs is going to get first victory, going to be a fantasy NASCAR winner for the first time ever. And there's a caution. And oh no, now we have overtime. What the hell is overtime? Why do you go additional laps? Like I was about to win a tiny spin out that was not even going to impact the race. Oop, throws out the caution, and here we go to overtime. And now I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm really done. Gibbs pulled it out, obviously, but you have overtime in NASCAR. Quit trying to be like football. Be racing. Racing needs to be racing. You have playoffs. You have overtime. Stop. It's maddening. Just be racing.
For a rookie guy who's just jumping into the NASCAR scene, it's a hard game to understand. Yeah, we've got playoffs. We've got overtime. And then we got double overtime sometimes.
What's double overtime?
Well, you've got
Is that if they have a crash in overtime?
Yeah, if you have a crash in overtime on the first lap of the overtime, then you got to go back and you have double overtime.
God,
I think
race it out.
We've had triple overtime before. No, we haven't. Double overtime, I think.
It's double overtime or bust.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's like the ghost runner rule in baseball.
So Ty Gibbs wins, Ryan Blaney second, Kyle Larson third, Tyler Reddick fourth, Chase Briscoe fifth. They will run in Kansas this weekend.
So you have to have like multiple drivers in the top 5 to have a good weekend? How do you have a good weekend? I had one, like 7, 8, and I don't know.
So the points just got updated today, so.
Oh, okay.
So you might jump back in there.
I might see where we're at.
Yeah, see where you're at. I had a pretty good week as well, and I think several guys had a pretty good week, but points were updated today. So that's what happened in golf and NASCAR over the weekend. A couple other notes I'll get to here. Doc Rivers is departing as the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. How many times has he been hired and fired and quit in his career? Doc Rivers,
I don't know.
It seems like he has coached every single team in the NBA. God. Doc Rivers is leaving the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Bucks will embark on their third head coaching search in 3 years. The Bucks are going to pay Rivers his 8-figure salary for the 2026-2027 season. And now the franchise and Rivers are discussing whether he will move into an advisory role with the organization. It'll be done completely with the Bucks. This starts a summer of change again for Milwaukee after Rivers went 97 and 103 during his 3 seasons in Milwaukee, with 2 first-round playoff exits and missing the postseason and play-in tournament this season. So Doc Rivers is done at Milwaukee. And I see the 82-game regular season for the NBA came to an end yesterday. That means it's playoff time.
What?
Playoff time in the NBA. It gets started tomorrow. We got these goofy play-in games. Now, speaking about a tournament that no one understands.
Yeah, this is wild.
I'm in the sports biz and have been in the sports business for a long, long time. I still have not been able to figure out the NBA postseason.
Well, it starts with like watching the NBA, which I don't do. So if I don't watch the sport, I can't really claim to be an expert in how they do their playoffs. But it's goofy. It's wild.
Yeah, going to play. We've got 2 play-in games tomorrow. Then we got 2 play-in games on Wednesday. And then I think the postseason starts after. This is really the postseason, I guess, these little goofy play-in games. But you play 82 regular season games, right. And now you've got 4 play-in games to get into the postseason tournament. Talking about a goofy playoff system, you've been hounding NASCAR for a year now after you trying to figure out how this system works. What about this? You've got like the 8th and 9th seeded teams playing each other just to get in.
Right.
Tomorrow, it looks like Miami is going to play Charlotte in the NBA Eastern Conference play-in game, followed by Portland and Phoenix in the West. And then you've got 4 more teams playing on Wednesday. Orlando is playing Philadelphia in the Eastern Conference play-in game. And Golden State will play at the Los Angeles Clippers in the Western Conference play-in games. So that's on Tuesday and Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And then the NBA postseason tournament gets underway on Friday.
And my thoughts have been pretty consistent from the very start, especially when it comes to the NBA. But if you need a playoff system where you have to take half of your league, more than half of your league to be eligible for postseason competition to make an exciting product that the fans enjoy, because we are all about making the game more exciting. Obviously, more postseason, more drama, more eyeballs. But if you need to take half of your league and put them in the playoffs to make your program exciting, you don't have an exciting program to begin with. Plus, like what I've always said, why the hell play 86 games in the regular season if you're going to take half the league and put them in the postseason? The regular season is supposed to weed out the teams that don't belong in the postseason.
They don't care about the regular season.
You can take 8. You can take 8 and just run a damn playoffs.
Yeah. I agree. So
yeah.
They play the 82 regular season games, and nobody really cares about that, because if you're halfway decent, you're going to make the cut, so to speak.
Yeah.
If you
How many times did the Lakers sandbag when the Lakers had the big 3? How many times did they sandbag in the regular season just to turn it on in the post? The Warriors, same thing.
Yep.
I mean, they would rest Steph Curry for half of the season, bring him on, dust him off for postseason play, and they'd go win 2 championships.
So, yeah, the NBA gets started this week.
Well, I can hardly wait.
2 sets of play-in games Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the tournament gets underway on Friday.
I still won't watch. Yeah.
You won't watch any of the finals?
I'm not going to watch until maybe the final.
The finals, I agree.
Maybe the final, and maybe, kick that a couple games down the road, let it get to a dramatic point before we tune in. If it's 3-0, I'm not tuning in.
Yeah, I don't even know what network anymore carries NBA.
That's a great question.
Yeah, what if I'm if I'm excited for the NBA playoffs, what channel do I watch?
It used to be ESPN.
It used to be.
Then it was TNT. Then it was ESPN.
Yeah, I don't even know what network it's on anymore.
I'm assuming TNT, TBS, ESPN. But I could be.
We'll let you know as we go on through the tournament for those of you interested.
For those who
NBA.
care.
And
raise your hands. Live lobby.
Yeah,
Anyone care about
hand.
the NBA?
So, the NBA 82-game regular season is in the books. They're into the playoffs now. So, those are some news and notes I had before we got started here today in earnest with what we wanted to talk about locally. The Nebraska baseball team.
Okay.
We go out west and play Oregon.
Ranked Oregon.
Mm-hmm. I think we were number 19. They were 21.
Yeah, 23 or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, depending on which poll you go by.
Mm-hmm.
We go 1-2 against the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
We're now 27-9 in the season, 12-3 in the conference.
Yeah, we're a good baseball team. Oregon's a good baseball team. That was a regional final feel to it. I think that's a team that we could be looking at again come down the Big Ten baseball tournament. Really competitive series all throughout. We got a quality start yesterday, which was big. I think especially heading into the midweek series here with Creighton, where we're going to kind of treat it. I hope that we treat today or tomorrow like a Johnny Holstaff day, and just kind of throw some arms, get some innings. Hope your offense can find a way. Again, I'm not concerned with these midweek little pickup games. They're to get arms out there. The win and loss, yeah, is it an upset if you go down in the midweek? Sure. But at the end of the day, we got to focus on these weekend series. And, ultimately at the end of the day, you go back to our dramatic win Friday night, was it? Tremendous work out of the bullpen, picking up the save. Might have been Saturday. Had a nice lead built out. And next thing you know, Oregon chips away. They get a solo shot. Now it's a 2-run game. Well, hell, then they get runners at second and third and winning runs at the plate. But we're able to shut down and have a shutdown inning. Really kind of a role reversal yesterday. When Nebraska builds out to the lead, we're through 5. We get the quality start. Run into a little bit of trouble. Got to go to the bullpen, and it's the one area, Mike, that I'm still. I think the late innings with a lead, 8-9, were okay. It's this area, I think, around 5, 6, and 7 that I still have my question marks a little bit when we have to turn it over to the bullpen to be able to hold that lead. That's kind of when we're a little bit leaky. We saw it yesterday in the 6th. Oregon pokes across 3, and they grabbed the lead, and that was all she wrote. Yeah, you can say, oh man, umpires screwed us, zone got squeezed, all you want. It was consistent throughout, I thought. So yeah, tough way to drop a season series. But that's a good Oregon baseball team. That's one that you don't mind seeing because I think we were pretty equal. Obviously, would you like to put them in the rearview mirror, kind of as we've been doing with baseball this season? Sure, but that's a good Oregon baseball team. I think we're going to see them again in the Big Ten tournament.
Nebraska's softball team, they continue to roll.
Crushed them.
Yeah, they go 3-0 against Wisconsin over the weekend. Nebraska down 33-6, 14-1 in the conference. They won't play a midweek game. They got Minnesota coming up this weekend. Nebraska volleyball.
I have a note. I have a note on softball.
Okay.
If anybody watched the outstanding coverage on ESPN Plus, which again I understand, ESPN Plus is a network that is primarily picking up feeds from college stations with college broadcasters, inexperienced broadcasters. Would you memo to all college broadcast instructors at Division I universities? This isn't small-time tech talk here. You're a Division I broadcaster. Would you please do me the general favor of pronunciating the correct names, pronouncing our names correctly? We had Kazman, Kazaman, anything but Kamen's in. anything but. It was all over the place, and it was just laughable. And I'm like, you're a broadcaster bringing in a top 25 softball program, and you can't do me the general favor of getting our names right.
It's like you're watching a different team.
Right. Anyways,
these people.
It was pretty weak. It was pretty weak.
That coming from a broadcast instructor. Yeah, get the names right.
If anything else, if all else fails, get on the air, say the time and the score, and make sure the names are right.
Other than that,
it's a pretty easy job.
Yeah. So, obviously some problems with the ESPN Plus.
The Wisconsin broadcast crew.
Oh, that's who we had.
Yeah.
Nebraska volleyball, they sweep Iowa State up in Sioux Falls, their first spring match of the season. 25-17, 25-16, 25-16.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some comments coming up from DBK here in a little bit. Nebraska are going to play 3 spring games this year. They'll play their next one this Friday night at Creighton. First serve will be at 7. Of course, Huskers have no spring matches at home this year because the Devaney Center is going under renovation. So
nice.
They don't even have a home court. They're not even practicing at Devaney because of the renovation.
Must be nice that you can get renovations when you're good. So
yeah, they're taking care of biz. They win pretty easily and pretty impressively on Saturday. Then Quentin Rhymes is in the news today. Oh. He's the first guy who jumped into the transfer portal after Nebraska's historic men's basketball season. He's going to transfer to Fresno State. Of course, he's from Las Vegas.
Sure.
So I can see this transferring to Fresno State. Joined the team that finished 13-19 last year. Finished 10th in the Mountain West Conference. Quentin Rhymes redshirted last season for the Huskers, so he didn't play for Nebraska. But he's transferring. He's ended up at Fresno State. So the first transfer out of the Husker program is moving to Fresno State.
Not a bad spot for him either. And now you're in the Mountain West where you're going to get a little bit more opportunities to see the court and show off your skill sets. And so, yeah, I think he's got the potential to make a nice impact at Fresno State. Not a bad spot.
Hastings College baseball team, they went 1-3 over the weekend at Waldorf, Forest City.
Mm-hmm.
They played Friday. They were supposed to play on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We checked in during my high school game on Saturday at the beginning. It was a monsoon.
Wow.
It was raining, so the Hastings College baseball team got to spend an extra day in Forest City.
I bet that was thrilling.
Yeah, I bet it was. Because I've been to Forest City, and I've stayed near Forest City before. Not a whole lot to do on a Saturday night. But they got to spend the Saturday night.
Nightlight's not hopping in Forest City?
No, in fact, we didn't even stay in Forest City.
Jesus.
That's how boring it was. I don't even think they have I might be wrong, but I've been up there now 3 times.
Do they have a bar?
Like I said, we haven't stayed in Forest City. I'm thinking, I don't even know if they have a hotel.
Oh, we were thinking about 2 completely different things. I was worried about alcohol.
You're worried about nighttime activity. I'm just worried about resting the bones for a few hours. Yeah, now that I think about it, not that I've seen one when we pull in, but yeah, we don't stay in Forest City. We stay just outside some other little.
Wasn't their Sunday game was like a football score, wasn't it?
Their last one was. I was just getting that.
Yeah.
Hastings wins the final game of the series yesterday, 21-10.
Jesus.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for the Broncos. Evan Morrison hit 2 home runs.
Hell yeah.
In that second game. He's now got 12 for the season, breaks the single-season record at Hastings. And the 21 runs, the most scored by a Hastings College baseball team since 2016. But we go 1-3 against Waldorf, the team that's at the bottom of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, bittersweet picking up the win in that last ball game.
Yeah, definitely bittersweet. I mean, that's a series that you got to go up there and take care of business against the bottom of the conference. So, yeah, tough way to go. Tough way to go down. But also, I mean, it's a hell of a road trip too. So you can't use that as an excuse. But that's a grind.
It is.
Hopefully the 21 runs will spark some momentum as we return home to the friendly confines here this weekend. And looking forward to putting eyeballs on the Broncos again for another weekend series.
Yeah, you got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday.
It's a lot of baseball.
Kind of crucial series for Hastings, so that'll be coming up this weekend. The Hastings College softball team, they split a doubleheader with Morningside yesterday. Lost the first game 13-3, won the second game 8-2. So Hastings battling for a spot in the postseason tournament. They've got a tough weekend ahead. They've got Northwestern on Friday and Briarcliff on Saturday. So those are some interesting news and notes as we get up and get rolling for this Monday. How was your weekend? All right?
Yeah, for the most part. Like I said, yesterday was just working the double a whole day down at the brewery, which was fun. Made some scratch. Saturday was kind of like just gloomy and crappy outside. You had baseball in the morning. It didn't scream at me, go socialize. So I kind of just laid around on the couch a little bit, watched some Masters golf for a while, then watched a little baseball over the weekend. But didn't really get out and about Saturday. It's just kind of like lazing about and having a nice, easy going Saturday.
Did you get outside at all?
Well, yeah, obviously.
But you just didn't do anything.
I didn't do much. I poked around, farted around the backyard a little bit, played pickup sticks with all the branches that had blown over through the winter.
Trying to keep up with the neighbors.
I'm just trying to keep up at this point. Manny's like lapping me. He's down fertilizing, watering, mowing, trimming, clipping.
He's done all that already?
He's got all of, he's already has his lawn is immaculate.
You got to find a new neighbor.
Well, my neighbor to the right is keeping pace with me, so.
Yeah, that one neighbor of yours. He's in his yard all the time.
It's what he does, man. And it looks immaculate.
I've got one over here in the Eastern Studios, too, in the neighborhood that she's in her yard. She's probably out there right now. I mean, she spends the entire day out in the yard. How can you spend the entire day working in your yard? Sooner or later, you got to run out of things to do.
Right?
She mows her yard like 5 times a week.
That's a little obsessive.
Yeah, her lawnmower is always running. And then she always runs the water. So she's out there screwing around with the water, screwing with her flowers. How much yard work can you do?
Well, a lot, really.
A whole day?
I mean, I wouldn't do a whole day. I'm lazy.
A couple hours is enough for me.
Right. You give it one good mow and one good water, and you can crack a beer and kind of look at your lawn and be like, yep, I did that.
Yep.
That's good enough for me. Coach Kindig's chiming in on the comment section today. Yeah, missed you at the alumni tournament.
How did that go, by the way?
I've no idea. Honestly, I didn't even know what was going on. So
yeah, St. Cecilia's alumni tournament was this weekend.
I didn't. I missed the memo.
I know Russ's class was looking for some players. So obviously, who won the alumni tournament? What class at St. Cecilia?
I got a feeling it wasn't 99.
Well, they always come back and play one another.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the old farts out there, they have no chance playing. So if they're matched up against like the class of 2024, they have no chance. No chance in this alumni tournament.
Well, who was it? The kitten class was like 2013 or something like that. Anyways, they just won a freaking state championship, and this was like the one and only year I played basketball in the alumni tournament because I realized very quickly that I'm just too damn old.
You're out of shape.
Out of shape. I'm too damn old. Anyways, so I'm playing for 05, right? We have no subs. We have 5 guys. to run a full game. And I'm in the worst shape of my life at this point. I mean, we've gotten worse progressively. But here we are matched up against the defending state champions. It was brutal. I mean, they're body checking me down low. They're getting a little bit physical, and I'm just like, I'm holding the ball. I turn around, I'm like, relax. I'm not scoring, so you don't have to body up or post up. So just give me the lane, let me walk for a little bit. I'm going to chuck up a three. It's going to miss. You're going to get a rebound. You're going to go down and score. That's how it's going to go. It was an experience I'll never forget, which is why I don't play in the alumni basketball tournament anymore.
Looks
I'm
like
too old for that.
The 99 team won the St. Cecilia alumni tournament.
Asher and Kitten, 99 went 0-2.
Yeah, Russ's team went 0-2.
We held our own, he said.
Yeah, Coach speaks. We held our own, but we got our butts kicked in both games.
Two and Bart, you know what though? We were 0-2, and it was my favorite thing in the world. We went 0-2, and that meant we could go and have beer first.
Yeah.
Yep. We were first to go drink beer.
The rest of the team went 0-2. Looks like the Asher Kitten team from 99 won the alumni tournament.
Well, 99,
that's pretty good. Those guys they're starting to get kind of old.
They've been middle 2000s, right?
The 99 team?
No, 99 was Russ.
Oh,
99 went 0-2. You're misreading it.
Oh, okay. Asher and Kitten's team.
Yeah.
Won the.
I think they were like 13, 14, somewhere around there.
All right, so the 99 team went 0-2. Russ's team.
Yep.
All right, so that brings. Yeah, I didn't know that was on the sports docket for today, but thanks anyway for chiming in, Russell.
Alumni basketball.
On alumni basketball. You're waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Monday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, we'll start off with the Grand Island Casino and Resort, marking its one-year anniversary with a major economic milestone. Those who wanted one in Hastings, plug your ears. Officials say the facility has generated nearly $250 million in economic impact since opening at Fauner Park. $250 million in 1 year. The resort now employs around 430 people and has contributed millions in tax revenue to local and state governments. The resort has also become a lifeline for the Nebraska thoroughbred racing heritage, contributing more than $13 million to Fauner Park to invest in and sustain horse racing, including over $4.8 million for Fauner Park racing purses and over $1.2 million for the Nebraska Thoroughbred Breeders Association. Meanwhile, in the Metro, a Douglas County Sheriff deputy has been hospitalized after being shot during a response to a domestic disturbance in northwest Omaha. Authorities say the deputies were called to an apartment near Blair High Road and Potter Street when a suspect allegedly broke in. Officials say the suspect opened fire on deputies upon arrival, striking one officer. The suspect, identified as 39-year-old Brian Huggins, was later found with a gunshot wound and died at a hospital. An investigation into the incident is underway, and body cam and cruiser footage will be reviewed. It is now 7:33. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
We kind of recapped the action for Nebraska and Hastings College from over the weekend. The Nebraska Kearney softball team, they went 0-4 at Emporia State and Northeastern State over the weekend. Lopers are now 13-28 on the season, 2-10 in the MIAA. They'll play at Rogers State today. Had some high school baseball played on Saturday. Waverly beat Hastings High by the score of 3-1. The Tigers are now 4-9 in the season. They will play at Elkhorn today in the first round of the Eastern Midlands Conference Tournament. Adams Central baseball team, they dropped a 3-1 decision to Norfolk on Friday. The Patriots are now 8-5. They're going to play host Seward tomorrow out at Duncan Field. First pitch will be at 4:30. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at about 4:15. Again, former Husker Quentin Rhymes has found a new landing spot, choosing Fresno State after entering the transfer portal last week. The 6'6", 193-pound Rhymes redshirted at Nebraska last season He joins a team that finished 13-19 last year and finished 10th in the Mountain West Conference. That's a check into sports headlines, 7:35 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Another very warm day today with plenty of sunshine, breezy conditions with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour and another red flag warning. So we will have that elevated fire danger around south central Nebraska one more time. Overnight tonight, we'll dip into the upper 40s with mostly clear skies, low 80s and mostly sunny once again on Tuesday. A little less wind. Tuesday night, an outside chance for some showers, low of 49 and 71. Wednesday with more chances for showers and thunderstorms.
As you wake up, get going this morning. We've got south winds at 10, partly cloudy at 60 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give us a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, you need a team you can trust. At Jones Group Insurance in Kennesaw, they're committed to helping individuals, families, and businesses plan for today and prepare for tomorrow. From home, auto, and farm insurance to life coverage and retirement planning, the Jones Group takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that fits your future. Local service, personalized guidance, trusted protection. Call Jones Group Insurance today and experience the difference a hometown team can make.
Looking for the perfect spot before or after the game? Head to Miscue's Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Choose from your favorite sandwich or build your own burger or chicken sandwich just the way you like it. Your choice of cheese, sauces, and all your favorite toppings. Craving wings? Choose from over 20 sauces and rubs that bring the flavor every time. Grab an appetizer, catch the game on the big screens, or challenge your friends to a game of pool or darts. There's always something to do. And don't forget the daily lunch specials. Miscue's Sports Bar and Grill, 316 South Elm. Great food, great games, and the perfect hangout in Hastings.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Monday. Again, we'll have some high school baseball coming your way tomorrow. Adams Central and the Seward Blue Jays. That will be at Duncan Field, 4:30 for the first pitch. On the air with a pregame at 4:15 tomorrow afternoon. Nebraska volleyball. Got to mention this in the first half hour of the show. They beat Iowa State in the first spring match of the season up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota on Saturday. Scores were 25-17, 25-16, 25-16. After the match, had a chance to hear from Danny Busboom Kelly, the head coach for the Huskers, and obviously she was happy with what she saw on Saturday.
Yeah, super great atmosphere especially for a spring match. I thought it was a high quality event, so thank you to the Pentagon and the people of Sioux Falls. Thought our team played really well, and Iowa State is a nice team. The way they play pushed us, and just thought we handled it really well, especially the consistency of our team.
Again, Skylar Pierce led the way for the Huskers, had 8 kills, hit .889 for Nebraska.
Skylar had an awesome match, and again, she hasn't played back row hardly at all in a game. I thought she held her own really well back there. So just to see her swing away, do great, and not let maybe some errors in the back row affect her front row, I thought that was a great step for her.
And Danny says it's important now to continue to build confidence for this team.
I think a lot of it is in the gym, giving these players giving these players as many opportunities as you can as a coach, and making sure they know that you trust them. And then, of course, the relationship building piece is really important. And just being here for a year, I think that's grown a lot, in 12 months that I've been here. So, I can coach them, I think, a little more appropriately. I know our player styles a little bit more. So I think that showed, especially for some of those players that didn't have that many opportunities last year.
And Danny says the spring season is important in building this team for another year.
In development and relationship building and confidence, and kind of setting the stage going into the fall, and you get all that training. You need to have a short break, and then our players kind of know what to do in the summer and how they want to go about open gyms. So the spring's always really important. It's also really fun. There's less pressure, and you really just focus on getting better each day and building relationships, and the team, building some team culture. Every team's different, so it's really good to get a head start on that starting in January with our entire team being here.
And Nebraska All-American Bergen Riley returned to Sioux Falls to our hometown, played in the first 2 sets for Nebraska on Saturday, but have some impressive numbers: 17 assists, 5 digs, 2 kills, 2 block shots, and an ace in her return to her hometown.
You can talk about her before I was here. She obviously is a 3-time All-American and Setter of the Year, and just the talent level that she brought in from her freshman year kind of changed the setter position. I don't know if there were any other freshman All-Americans, maybe one, in the last however many years. So for her to come in and do that so young was huge for the program overall. But just to me, she's been somebody I can really trust, and we have a lot of conversations, and you feel like she has a great pulse on the team, and to be able to have somebody that is really consistent with their demeanor and the way they play, and as a coach to put a lot of trust in them and know you're going to get truthful answers. I think that just really helps as a new coach coming into a program, and it just bleeds into the rest of the team. So for me personally, she's meant a great deal, and without the way she is, I don't think we'd be sitting here after having 1 loss in 2 years, a year and a half.
Iowa State was led by a former Husker, Christy Johnson Lynch. She won the national championship with Nebraska in 1995, and DBK says she has a lot of respect for Christy Johnson Lynch.
I've always looked up to Christy as a coach, and when I was a young girl going to Husker games, watching her lead and reading about her, then watching her get into coaching. You know, Iowa State has always been a great program. They were in the Elite Eight. You know, I remember that. I just got to one of my first coaching jobs, and to see her in that position, and you know, also doing great with Nebraska recruits and just building a program. You know, is somebody that, as a woman, you definitely look up to in the coaching world. It feels like there aren't that many women that stay in it. And, you know, and Christy's stayed in it and continued to build a successful program the right way, and just, you know, really fun to be able to have a mentor like that.
Yeah, so Nebraska volleyball, their first spring match of the season, a 3-game sweep of Iowa State, 25-17, 25-16, 25-16. Skylar Pierce, 8 kills, hit .889 for Nebraska. Virginia Adriano had 8 kills, hit .667. Tiara Sigler chipped in with 8 kills and hit .571. Bergen Riley again played the first 2 sets, 17 assists, 5 digs, 2 blocks, 2 kills, and an ace. And her return to her hometown. Nebraska will play at Creighton on Friday. First serve will be at 7 on Nebraska Public Media. So, first of 3 spring road matches in the books. Huskers winning over Iowa State on this Saturday, and they got Creighton coming up this Friday night. So, good start.
Good start. Got to keep building from here.
Had some freshmen play in that match, and they all performed well. So Danny pretty well happy with what she saw on Saturday.
Got a lot. I was going to say, got a lot coming back. Got a lot to look forward to for coming up this fall.
Competition is good for a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got those talented freshmen coming in here, and they all played well in the spring match. It's only going to bode well for this team. Provide a little competition for those starting spots come fall time. But like she said, the spring is a very important time in building culture and confidence in your team. And the Huskers are off and rolling as expected in the spring game. So anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Monday. If you'd like to chime in, you can. 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. Russ is keeping us up to date on the St. Cecilia Alumni Basketball Tournament that was held over the weekend. His 1999 team going 0-2. He says they didn't need a third game.
No.
Didn't need a third game. They were the only team from the 1990s that were playing in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you get older, like you said, hell, you're only 40 and you can't play in a tournament like this.
No. Not in the sort of relevancy of competitiveness.
No, you couldn't even provide a couple of quality minutes, could you?
I mean, talking about a full run up and down the court? No.
Yeah, like provide some quality minutes for your team.
No, I don't think I could do that anymore.
Like, Havronik, you're in for 2 minutes.
Say,
give us your damnedest out there.
Make it a minute. Make it a minute and have a bush light ready when I get off the court.
So you couldn't go, like...
No, with those young kids, no.
For 2 minutes?
And not need an ice bath afterwards?
Well, look at Russ. He's on the 1999 team.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
Yeah, he looks in a lot better shape than you are.
He didn't sit behind an office and a microphone for 18 years.
And eat hot dogs and donuts.
You know the sports broadcaster diet. You're eating on the road.
Our diet is not usually very good.
No, we eat. If anything, it's gas station burgers late at night, whatever is still rolling.
Yep.
And looks relatively fresh. You roll with it. You make exceptions to your I'm never going to eat at McDonald's because it's the only thing open when you're coming home late at night from a ball game. And you're like,
down
fine.
To the concession stand and you order a couple of dogs.
Dogs and a Gatorade. That's your diet, man.
Yeah, I told my doctor that when he was hounding on me to lose weight. I said, Doc, you don't understand. I had to tell him the story. I said, normal broadcast people like us, we don't eat a very healthy diet.
No.
Like you said, we look at gas stations late at night and what looks halfway edible, like a hot dog rolling around on those little hot dog machines for the 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, when you come blowing through there at 1 o'clock, they look pretty good.
It's the least appealing thing when you don't have anything going on and it's 5 o'clock and you already have supper plans made. It looks pretty damn good at 1 o'clock in the morning when you're hungry.
That's been twirling around on the hot dog machine for 12 hours. Looks pretty good when you come rolling in.
That's right.
All right,
So
I
no.
understand. Yeah, I understand why you couldn't give a what class would that be for you?
It'd been 05. I would have
2005 team.
I would have just assumed we all. I mean, at this point, I think if you're 05 and
this is 2026, that's 20 years.
Yeah, there should just be a 20-year-old team, right?
You should
just
have like an old
group
timers
us all
tournament.
together. Yeah,
Like an old timers tournament.
a senior tour.
Yeah. If I was running that tournament, I'd put the last 10 years together.
Mm-hmm.
The last 10 years would play in their own tournament.
Multiple division. You know what? If there was multiple divisions, I'd give the senior tour a shot.
No, then I wouldn't. I'd just have one top 10, the last 10 teams, you play in one tournament, and then everybody else.
Yep. That's fair.
Everybody else. That's what I
fair.
would do in that tournament. Nobody's asked me.
Don't get the crap kicked out of you by the Young Bucks.
Well, yeah, you get matched up with like last year's team or the year before that. You don't have a chance playing with those guys.
Why don't we just take the last 20 years? If you graduated 20 years or more, you just get you guys together and play horse.
Just a game of horse?
That's a lot less running.
Oh, God. I didn't know the Saints of Say alumni term was going to occupy so much space on this show today. But it has. But thanks for the comments anyway about the Saints of Say alumni. I think Adams Central has theirs coming up this weekend.
Probably this weekend, yeah.
Usually it goes back to back. So anyway, 7:52, waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Starting off in the Metro, where Douglas County Sheriff's deputy has been hospitalized after being shot during a response to a domestic disturbance in northwest Omaha. Authorities say deputies were called to an apartment near Blair High Road and Potter Street when a suspect allegedly broke in. Officials say the suspect opened fire on deputies upon arrival, striking one officer. The suspect, identified as 39-year-old Brian Huggins, was later found with a gunshot wound and died at a hospital. An investigation into the incident is underway, and body cam and cruiser footage will all be reviewed. Meanwhile, in Grand Island, the Grand Island Casino and Resort is marking its one-year anniversary with a major economic milestone. Officials say the facility has now generated nearly $250 million in economic impact since opening at Fauner Park. The resort, now employing over 430 people, has contributed millions in tax revenue to local and state governments. The resort has also become a lifeline for Nebraska's thoroughbred racing heritage, contributing more than $13 million to Fauner Park to invest in and sustain horse racing, including over $4.8 million for Fauner Park racing purses and over $1.2 million for the Nebraska Thoroughbred Breeders Association. Casinos. Who'd have thought? Good idea. 7:54, we'll swing things over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
The Nebraska baseball team went 1-2 against Oregon over the weekend in Eugene. The Huskers are now 27-9 in the season, 12-3 in the conference. They'll play host to Creighton tomorrow night at Hawks Field. First pitch will be at 6 on BTN. The Nebraska softball team went 3-0 against Wisconsin over the weekend in Madison. The Huskers are now 33-6. 14-1 in the conference. They'll play at Minnesota this weekend. The Nebraska volleyball team swept Iowa State on Saturday in their first spring road match of the season up in Sioux Falls. Scores were 25-17, 25-16, 25-16. Skylar Pierce had 8 kills and hit .889 for the Huskers. Nebraska will play at Creighton on Friday. First serve will be at 7 on Nebraska Public Media. Former Husker Quentin Rhymes has found a new landing spot, choosing Fresno State after entering the transfer portal last week. The 6'6", 193-pound Rhymes redshirted at Nebraska last season. He joins a team that finished 13-19 last year and finished 10th in the Mountain West Conference. Hastings College baseball team went 1-3 at Waldorf over the weekend. The Broncos won the game yesterday 21-10. The 21 runs were the most scored by the Broncos since 2016. Evan Morrison hit 2 home runs, with the second being his 12th of the season, breaking the single-season record. Hastings is now 20-18 in the season, 8-12 in the conference. They'll play at Northwestern on Friday and at Briar Cliff on Saturday. Or check that. Hastings is now 20-18, 8-12 in the conference. They'll play a 4-game series with Doane coming up this weekend. The softball team, they're going to play at Northwestern on Friday and Briar Cliff on Saturday. Hastings College splitting 2 yesterday with Morningside, losing the first game 13-3, winning the second game 8-2. Again, Hastings will be on the road this weekend. The Nebraska Kearney softball team 0-4 against Emporia State and Northeastern State over the weekend. Lopers are now 13-28. They're 2-10 in the MIAA. They'll play at Rogers State today. High school baseball on Saturday. Waverly beat Hastings High 3-1. The Tigers now 4-9 and will play at Elkhorn today in the first round of the Eastern Midlands Conference Tournament. Adams Central baseball team, they dropped a 3-1 decision to Norfolk on Friday. Patriots are now 8-5 in the season. They'll play host to Seward tomorrow out at Duncan Field. First pitch will be at 4:30. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 4:15. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Another very warm day today with plenty of sunshine, breezy conditions with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour and another red flag warning. So we will have that elevated fire danger around south central Nebraska one more time. Overnight tonight, we'll dip into the upper 40s with mostly clear skies, low 80s and mostly sunny once again on Tuesday. A little less wind. Tuesday night, an outside chance for some showers, low of 49 and 71. Wednesday with more chances for showers and thunderstorms.
South winds this morning at 10, partly cloudy at 60 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Trouble's brewing at Elbow Bend, and somebody's about to get fleeced. This is Mick with Miletta Vista Winery announcing our mystery dinner tickets are now on sale for the Golden Fleecing, Wild West Murder Mystery. So get your tickets at Miletta Vista Winery's events page. Come dressed as your best cowboy or saloon girl garb. Enjoy a great meal, a glass or two of hooch, and help solve the crime before the night's over. But watch your back, buddy. The outlaw might be sitting at your table. The Golden Fleecing Mystery Dinner at Miletta Vista Winery, March 28th, April 18th.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
The key to a thriving community is a good foundation. And for over 75 years, Hastings Federal Credit Union has been building and supporting Hastings and the surrounding areas, providing the support for new cars to keep you on the road, new homes to give you a place to land, or help with whatever life throws your way. With easy access via online banking or our mobile app, it's never been easier to have your financial dreams at your fingertips. Come see us at Hastings Federal Credit Union to start your banking journey today.
Mike Will, Giants and Veronic with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Monday. It's going to be hot today. She's, highs in the 80s, Tim was talking about, maybe mid-80s.
No.
I was going to hold off yesterday and not turn on the air conditioner for these.
Oh, Jesus.
First few days of the week. It's all going to be in the 80s, but then it's going to cool back down again. I held out most of the day until I did a little work outside, and I came in, and I says, that's it.
It's muggy.
Yeah, that's it. We flipped it on.
It was muggy. I did. Yesterday was the quintessential spring day in Nebraska where you start and you had your heater on in the morning. Because I had it on in the overnight. It got chilly. And so it was on in the morning. But by the afternoon, I came home from work and switched her on to cool.
You had your heater on in the morning, and then you turned your air conditioner on at night.
Yep. Did the full cycle.
Yeah, that only happens in Nebraska.
It's literally none.
So, yeah, you leave her on for a few days and then shut her back off, turn the heat back on.
Hopefully not.
Or is your furnace done for the year?
I'm gonna go ahead and retire the furnace.
Are you? You're officially going to say you're not going to turn on your furnace?
We're going to have like one little cold snap that's going to test me, but I'm going to hold the line. Furnace is done.
Okay, if you're going to do it, I'll do it.
Careful what you wish for, buddy. I'm a polar bear.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, I'll do it.
Furnace is done.
We'll see who breaks first.
I love it.
I always like a little competition.
Right? I'm in.
My wife will love it.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, my wife will love it because she's hot all the time.
Okay. No, I thought it was going to be the opposite.
No, and my dog will love it because she's hot all the time.
You're going to be miserable.
It's me that's the pansy. I'm always cold. I'm always cold, so I turn on the air conditioner, and within 90 minutes, I'm under a blanket. Yeah, I'm a pansy.
That's fair.
So we'll make a little competition.
Yeah, you're putting yourself in stiff competition here because mine has got below 50 before I've turned on the heater before.
It's April 13th. We're not going to need their furnace.
Let's call it.
Okay.
Let's call it. We're done with furnace.
I'll let you know how that competition evolves here today. Anyway, lots of stuff coming up throughout the week. We'll talk a little baseball. We got Jim Slacker coming up again this week.
Yeah.
I'll be in Kansas City on Friday at the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what'll transpire on Friday.
Just find your friends from Iowa again and bring them on the show.
I think they're going to be there.
Find your friends from Iowa, bring them on the show.
The problem is it's 7 a.m.
Well, you wake everybody up when you do your damn show.
Yeah. I'll see. I'll get some friends on Friday.
Yeah.
I'm efforting right now, matter of fact. I'm efforting to get a guest on Friday. So.
I love this.
Anyway, again, if you'd like to listen to the show again, you can go back to our social media sites. Look for the podcast, download the podcast, listen to the show at your convenience throughout the day here today. Enjoy your day. It's going to be a beautiful, warm day today. Enjoy your day. We'll see you again tomorrow morning for Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on